bring him some.
And good morning. So, it is Friday. It is the 19th? Yeah. It's the 19th of September. And Catch My Drift round 3 is this weekend. So, you know what that means. You got another video. I'm on your screen once again. I apologize. But you can at least sit back and relax and enjoy this video. We got something big. We're using a different car. And it is my car.
556 is lift his chin up, flexing me, draw the stick and take shit. Bing, bow, bow, bow. Bitch, my boy that holding me.
We're gonna be using my car, and this is the first time my car has actually been on the YouTube driving and whatnot. We've had a lot of work to get here. I have filmed a lot of it with all the trials and tribulations that we went through in terms of getting the car fixed and back together 100%. I probably have months of footage. So I'm gonna be releasing a lot of content hopefully here soon, and you guys get to enjoy and see the process of getting this car back together. So to run it down quickly, very quickly, basically got into a altercation at the track to where the car was out of commission, and I think I did show that already on the YouTube channel. And yeah, so we got that fixed by Hayden, our friend here that does welding and all that stuff and body work. Got that fixed, and then we went to drive the car, and the car was overheating. So we got it home and was wondering why it was overheating, and we realized that it was leaking coolant, and we didn't know where it was coming from, and we were hearing a noise. And the last time we heard a little hissing noise, we knew that it was going to be the coolant pipe. After a while of research and stuff, we did the coolant pipes probably last year or something, like the hard coolant pipes underneath the intake manifold. And what happened with that was, okay, we know that it's leaking possibly from the coolant hose, and it made no sense because it was newer, but the way the coolant pipes are on the E46, you can't necessarily tell where it's coming from until you take off the intake manifold. And we saw, like, we had the 4th of July event to just get to that next weekend. So we were like, okay, let's go ahead and get a coolant pipe. Got a coolant pipe, and we had seen next to we thought it was the coolant pipe because we saw water coming from the coolant pipe, so we thought. But turns out the head was cracked. I'll put in some photos and all that stuff, and we didn't know that the head was cracked until we took off the coolant pipe. You couldn't see the leak until you took off the coolant pipe. You couldn't see the crack or anything. So then we went to the 4th of July event and basically found a head. We took mine off. We were going to try and repair it really quickly, but it wasn't feasible. It wasn't going to happen in time. So, and honestly, I don't even think it was fixable to begin with. It looked like a football underneath. But, so we said, all right, whatever. We're going to just swap everything over from the heads and blah, blah, blah. Then we got a new head and took everything out of it just so we have parts cleaned and all this stuff. I have a parts car.
All right, valves are taken out.
Then
and all the internals are taken out.
We're almost 90% done with the head and everything. And we went to go torque on the last sequence, we went to torque the last stud on the I want to say intake side camshaft, and that stud decided to come out. We tried to helicoil it. We tried to do everything at that event. Like, we did it at the event, literally. Well, you'll see that sometime. But yeah, we went to everybody trying to see if we can figure out how to do this so we can get one lap maybe at the 4th of July event. Obviously, we did not get a lap, but we got to enjoy the event and have some fun, and everybody was like, it's no way that you're doing that at the track. And we were like, eventually we're going to have to do it because we want to go to Formula Drift, right? And those teams have to take motors out and do all types of funky stuff to get back at the track. So we figured, why not do it? And we already paid for the spot, got accepted and all that stuff, so why not just go ahead and do the thing? So we got done with that. Then we couldn't get it 100% back together, and because of that, the studs pulling the threads out of the head, essentially it was either try and fix that or we just get an entirely new motor, so it would have been easier. So what happened was I called up Hayden and was like, hey, is this fixable? And he was saying, I don't think it's fixable just because of it might be a certain tolerance that it needs, which is completely understandable. So we went through that, and then we found a motor, and then it was game on for the first ever engine swap done on my car, but first ever engine swap for the team as a whole, so like Derek and all them. So yeah, we put a new motor in it. So that leads us to putting a new motor in the car, and we found one, and yeah, that's where we are right now. So we got it running last Sunday, but there was a few little leaks, like in terms of air and a little exhaust leak, but it was running. I didn't get a lot of the filming with that. I did get some filming on it, and I'll throw them together in a clip and I'm probably going to do in another video. But yeah, everything is fixed, and now that brings us to, we just nut and bolt checked the car this week and made sure everything was good. I let it run for like an hour and a half, drove it up and around our service road multiple times, and now looking good. So no leaks, nothing wrong with it, and that leads us into today. So sit back, relax, have fun with this video, because we put in a lot of work. This is the first time we've actually had to grind something out like this. Okay, so we are out of work, and now, as you can tell, it is bright outside. So gotta go pick up the trailer and go pick up my car from the house, and yeah, we'll be hitting the road. Jess is gonna be meeting us later tonight, but for the most part, everything should be in order. We got a hotel for tonight, and yeah, let the weekend begin. It is Friday, you know what that means. Pizza Friday, yeah.
So boom! Listen, hold on!
We get to go drifting, and we get to go see what this layout looks like. I'll throw it up on the screen. This layout looks pretty interesting. It looks like a, what's that thing called? It looks like a hood pin. That's what I'm gonna call it. We got the hood pin layout. But yeah, Chelsea Denofa's there right now, Reese Marin's there, and this is a pretty big event. So we're gonna see if we can chat with them, but if not, we're really there to compete and hopefully get a W. But yeah, big event. Loading up. Alrighty. get to it.
Quick releases always are the best. We're on there. But here we go. Let's load her up completely. Right, car is loaded up 100%. Everything is a-okay. Got some couple of things to tighten up, as you can tell. But got the quick releases 100% finally tightened up. Haven't tightened them up yet, but I had now got them done. Now, let's go get these bags and all that stuff. It's hot. It's hot. I was gonna run European style. I still might. But yeah, right now it's hot. And we are about to be back on the road. So, just got a couple of little things to button up, as you can tell, like I said, front bumper on the corners. But right now, this isn't moving because of those. And yeah, that's about it. Let's go. Hey, bro. If you haven't already, you should go ahead and get some of that, you feel me, and get some of that, you feel me, yeah, what I was saying. But yep, it is hot. Let's get this down and let's get to it. Now I will see you sort of maybe in the middle of the road trip, and I will see you at the track. Let's have fun. Let's win this day. Well, getting it on the trailer was a win. Getting it started was a win. Getting the truck here, a win. Waking up today, a win. But so far, I've had a good day. And now, let's have a better night. Alrighty, so we made it to the track. Letting the car warm up and just checking to make sure everything that's spinning is not moving weirdly on its own. But getting everything used to rolling and stuff. Getting on the gas here and there. Just got a few more things to do. Gotta mount this, and yes, got a few more things just tech wise before I go to tech. But not much left. And yep, I'm gonna watch some practice and then hopefully get the first laps in. So I'll see you in a second. And we're out here at the track. right, day one in the books. You guys just seen me driving around. The last run, car was down on power, but for the most part, everything is okay. I'm driving through the front camber problem for sure. Yeah, the camber is a little weird. I'm a little sore, I ain't gonna lie to you. So it's like heavy on one side and light on the other because the camber is not even. Don't know if something's bent or whatever, but basically this has zero camber and that has all the camber. So every time I go to initiate, it's really heavy and then launch it into the first turn. It goes into the first turn perfectly fine. Transition back, feels great. It actually is very fast that way. Going to the right, it's very fast. But when you turn to the left, it's like really heavy, and then it gets to lock again, and then it gets to, like, it actually grips up. Like, it's actually okay. Honestly, it's not that bad, but the entry I had to work on a little bit. But hopefully everything is okay, because right now it's a little bit louder than it was ever. So we're gonna come in the morning and nut and bolt check everything front to back, make sure everything's tight, everything's good now that it's actually done some laps around the track. And yeah, that's day done. So don't know, hopefully the power comes back, because I think it might be an exhaust leak from somewhere, because there's, when I hit on the gas now, it's like smoke coming out of the side. So I'm thinking the exhaust manifold just needs to go back tight. And yeah, everything else is running great. It's doing what it needs to do. So yep, car is doing good. And it's nighttime and it's pizza time. I'm tired. And yeah, let's see how the rest of our night goes. So yeah, have a nice night, and I'll see you in a second probably. Bro, coming at you from the phone. I got that ice, you. I got that ice, you. Pizza secured. You did what I said. All right, good morning. So practice is going on right now, and we came early to try and fix the car. So basically what was happening, the exhaust last night was barely split at the top. So when I would hit the gas and stuff, you see smoke come out the top, and it was down on power. So last night the it looks like a fuel injector popped out, so we just fixed that too. But for the most part, hopefully about to come back together. If it fits, it fits.
I need this.
It's a small one. So it's crunch time right now. We're trying to get at least a lap or two. And never mind. You're good. You're good. Yep. All right. That's good.
So this is what we doing now.
So got the one part fixed, the back one fixed, but now this one has disappeared. The little O-ring that sits right there, and we're trying to find somebody that may have one that would fit it, but right now it doesn't seem like anybody has one to fit. So now we got cylinder 2 just spewing out like the rear one was, and everything's back apart, and it's already qualifying and in the middle of it. So now we're just trying to figure out if we can find one O-ring. Don't want an O-ring to take us out, rather something else be happening. But we'll see if we can find somebody. By God's grace, Joe happened to have one O-ring for us, and it worked. So it's not leaking right now. We're on the track waiting to go for our second qualifying run, even though we weren't able to make our first. And hopefully we can put a score on the board. And yeah, so far we're on the track though. didn't make it to practice, unfortunately, but got the banner on, all that stuff, letting it warm up before we go out for qualifying. Hopefully everything is a-okay and it's running smooth enough. So don't know, but we'll see. You guys probably haven't watched a qualifying on the track, so I'll show you what that looks like with Reese.
first battle, not like someone who's struggling and not someone who's really killing it.
Yeah. Looks like that's Mr. Chandler Crawford, E46. Mostly stock. Drivetrain wise, I believe. Bunch of good bolt-on suspension parts. He missed his first run, didn't make it to grid. So this is his first qualifying run.
Where's that gray G35?
I don't know.
Maybe he wasn't competing.
Maybe not.
Yeah, he was killing it.
He was doing really well.
Chandler's a huge sim guy. Like
Okay.
lots of sim experience and then applying that to driving. Just shallow on that, getting into
shallow.
it.
Gets into it.
It looks like he's pretty maxed out, even though he's shallow. There you go. Deep in outer zone two. Ooh, it's gonna be close. It's a little late, but he did fulfill it. Oh no!
Oh.
That's gonna be a judging call for three tires off there.
Yeah, maybe they didn't see that.
They didn't see that.
See what? See what? See
Nothing
what?
to see
Run
here.
that back. Oh, we can't. Sorry.
Definitely one of those guys though that took sim serious and said, "Hey, I wanna build a car to compete," and he's slowly working his way into it, and it's definitely cool to see. The sim generation is crazy.
It is. I just see it so much now over the last 2 years, and it's like everyone that comes to the school from the sim world does so good. I find myself correcting different things for them than I would
Different bad
a normal
habits.
person.
For sure.
But
That's a wrap for qualifying. Only had one run today, no practice at all, and got a 65.6. So that works. We're in the show, and let's see who we battle. Right now we're gonna find the AC because it's hot. So, and I'm running the European style, windows up, so it's even hotter. But yep, qualified. First time ever qualifying with actual points, so that's good. Alrighty, so now we're here, top 32, waiting to go. This is our competition, Mr. Jake Little. This funny thing is, it's full circle for me because last time that we were doing this layout, going the opposite way, I battled Jake on the simulator. So it's kind of funny battling him in real life now, which is going to be great. He's a great driver. He got 6th place in qualifying, so he definitely knows what he's doing. And boom, boom. That was the last one. Last time we battled. Now it's going to be boom, boom. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go try my hardest. And we got our work cut out for us. I'm happy, though. I'm hyped. Let's go, Jake. Let's go, baby.
put some heat in those tires. That Corvette's got some volume to it, that's for sure. So far, we have one more times on the bracket right now. We're going to double back to Brandon Bonifay and Drake Burris, and then we'll double back to the Simeon and Ethan battle. We have 2 more battles left in top 32 in the regular bracket. This one, Jake Little and Chandler Crawford, followed by Chad Campbell and Tristan Savedo. I probably said that wrong. Drivers are on grid. Waiting on the green light from the judges. Darian's locked in. Arms are up, and they're down. Off the grid they go. Jake lighting the tires off early. Chandler not letting him run away. Late initiation from Chandler. I'm going to have to catch that in the replay. Coming down the chute. Jake Little out front. Chandler in the chase in that E46. Late re-entry there from Chandler. Making a dive. Transitions with Jake into outside zone number 2. Huge sacrifice in angle to maintain proximity. Maybe does a good job avoiding contact. Maybe through the tents they go, rowing through the gears. Another late entry there by Chandler. Jake Little giving chase. Making it through the zones. Straight in there by Chandler in the lead. Quick reinitiation and across the line. Get these guys back around. Get them through the tents. Get them lined up. You could see Chandler fighting that car in the lead, maybe a little over-gripped for the power level. Oh, all right. So we're going to wait. We got to see. We got Maddie, got Jake Little on the right in that Corvette, Chandler Crawford on the left in that E46, out of the car. Daps and hugs all around. Chandler waving at the camera. Hi, Mom. Jake Little gets the win, moves on to top 16. All right, guys, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break while we get some stuff sorted up here, and we'll be right back to the action.
that is day done day. I don't know, but all in all, first competition in my car in a long time, and it was pretty successful. Got to battle Jake. Shout out to Jake. That boy could drive. And top 16 is about to be underway in a second. But right now we just went out, as you just seen, we just went out for some rides with Jess so she can get ride-alongs, and Jess got to see and meet Chelsea again. Got photos, and for the most part, yeah, we're about to clock out, head home, get some sleep, take a shower at the same time.
All right, calling all
And
two-step competitors. If you'd like to enter the two-step competition,
anyways,
go ahead, bring your car down.
yep, everything is a-okay. Car is in one piece, and it was a successful weekend so far. So I might close it out here. If you see another clip, then you feel me. But if you see another clip, then that'll be the outro. But for the most part, I'm signing out. Peace.
Bring 'em some. Death handed down by the Father, burning the soul with molten heat and lava. The crane, the lift of the one who's swift, blowing the breeze and the breath will drift on a vessel, a might hardy ship. Storms whisk on at the slip of my lips to be spoken, and never a kind.
And that is the weekend. It is Monday now. It's after work. I'm actually driving home right now. I got another competition coming up for CNDS on the simulator. So, we gotta go home and prepare for that. But that is a lot less stressful in terms of on your body and stuff. You just gotta be prepared for the simulator. So that's good. But we had an overall successful weekend. Not the result that we wanted. Obviously, we got knocked out in top 32 by Jake Little, which is okay. He was on it. He made the Final Four. So, for the most part, everything went pretty smoothly. We had replaced the motor recently and got it all together and running. And the car... And the car basically was running smoothly until I don't remember what exactly happened. I have to look back at the footage because a lot of things happened this weekend. But I remember that we had a fuel rail issue that almost took us out with an O-ring, which is kind of crazy. I have to look back at the footage. But everything else ran smoothly, ran perfectly, no leaking or really anything too disastrous. The only thing that we had to pretty much drive through was more so, I don't know if the coilover or whatever is bent on the front, because I do say at some point and show you that the front driver wheel basically had no camber, so it didn't want to drive normally at all. It literally didn't like to initiate or anything, which was fine. I added a little bit of tow before practice started, and it seemed to fix it, but I also didn't get to do any practice, so that's why you don't see any practice runs in this video. So I know that eventually it's gonna happen again to where I'm not gonna have any practice, and to be fair, it worked out well. I'm happy that I drive on the simulator a lot, and I've been driving on it for years, because during my qualifying run, you had to put points on the board regardless. There was 32 of us completely, but if you got 2 zeros, then your weekend was pretty much done. So pretty much we went into the qualifying right with no practice at all. We went into qualifying with no knowledge of how the first zone was. It was just me, my mom, and Jess at the moment. So we were all hands on deck of trying to fix it. before qualifying, missed my first qualifying run, and only had one run to get it done for the whole event. So I had to get some points on the board, and coming into from practice the Friday going into Saturday, we didn't have any paint on the track. So no paint on the track Friday night, not knowing exactly what the zone was until that driver's meeting Saturday morning was a little interesting, but it wasn't too bad, not too hard to grasp. But I definitely went into that first turn. I wasn't even able to watch any practice or able to watch anything, so I didn't really know what to expect coming into zone 1. But for the most part, when I threw it in, I just adjusted on the fly pretty much. And then we got through the first zone perfectly fine for the most part. And then we hit the second, then the third, then we went to the last turn. And the last turn, it was a little sketched because I knew coming into that little small zone, the third outer zone, something, I was off in terms of the transition timing. So I know that, oh gosh, I'm gonna fly off track. And then what happened to my brain was body kit. That's all I said into my brain was just body kit. I don't want any damage. I don't want to do anything stupid. So I just let off the gas a little bit, which there is a technical slight decel anyways. Slightly overshot it, but didn't completely straighten before the line or anything. Ended up with a 65.6 points. So I wasn't the last in qualifying. I think I qualified 26th, if I'm not mistaken, out of 32. And which that was great. A great feeling because the last time I went into qualifying wasn't technically round 2 because of said situation. You guys probably watched that video already. But I went into qualifying in my first round and I was able to compete, but technically I got 2 zeros. And the only reason why I was able to compete is because we didn't have enough drivers. So I was a little disappointed in round 1 with that. So this feels, it was already a win, the fact that we had to do a whole engine swap and everything going into this event. For the first time, the team actually did a full-blown engine swap as one, which was pretty sick to see. And the fact that it ran really smoothly was even better. Like, it was a big win just qualifying itself. But then going into battles, we went against Jake, and truthfully, that was fun because I actually got to drive as hard as I possibly could out of a stock BMW, like against a Pro-Am C6 with a great driver behind the wheel. So honestly, it was 10 times more fun than any round that I've ever had. Honestly, that layout was my favorite. I used to say the second round was my favorite because that was my first time actually getting like genuine tandems, like with James and all that stuff last year at some point in my car, and I didn't even have an angle kit yet. But yeah, it went smoothly. Coming into zone 1 behind him, I mistimed his initiation a little bit, and I should have been a lot closer. I would have been a lot more into it, but I mean, it is what it is. When you have low power, you really can't make much of a mistake, because if you do, you're going home. So made a mistake on that. And then coming into the last zone, I knew the car wanted to grip up on that last zone because it is a slight decel and it's a pretty decent size zone for like lower power. And me doing lower power stuff, I have to clutch kick 30 times coming over that line just to make sure that the car stays lit up. And it did for the most part. Obviously, it was pretty easy decision for the judges. Jake got the win, which to be expected, yes. But I was so happy and so ecstatic because the car actually worked and we were able to actually battle and try our hardest. And and our hardest wasn't enough, but it was definitely enough to say we got a bunch of wins coming into this event and a win completing this event with no damage at all to the car or nothing too crazy happening. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm thankful for my team and everybody that supported and showed up. I can't wait to do the next round, because the next round is going to be fun. I don't know what the layout is, but you better believe I'm going to be on the simulator, and I'm going to actually come back swinging next time, and I'm going to get as much practice as I possibly can. And I hope we face Jake again. I don't know. We'll see. I don't care really who I go against. I just want to be able to put on a good show, and the car did well. I can't say it enough. The car did well. Team gave me a great car and a great opportunity to put it like into battle and stuff. So I'm glad we didn't have any mechanicals or anything crazy take us out, or that O-ring take us out. Thank you to Joe. Once again, thank you, Joe, because you saved the event. If Joe didn't give us an O-ring, we might not have been able to even qualify. So that's great, and that's why CMD is right now the best grassroots series. I'm sorry. If the owner himself comes out to try and help any competitor get back on the track for their qualifying run, that's just signs of a great time and a great event. And everything is just, everything is great about CMD, and it's good to learn everything too. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I kind of just scattered this all over, and yeah, you'll see this on YouTube. It seems like everybody is gonna want this round, and then me getting my car 100% back. So that'll include the 4th of July event, and that'll include the frame fixing and all that stuff that we had to go through to get it back. So I don't know, you might have 2, 3, 4 videos on that. I don't know. I have 2 months of footage. This is going to be a lot easier to edit, and yeah, other than that, I mean, everything is pretty good. Got until November 14th and 16th, so come out to CMD round 4 for the final round, and hopefully we can put it on the box. We're gonna do some front end changes to hopefully fix that camber issue, because I was definitely driving through that. My arms were literally sore. My shoulder, I was fighting that car, like in terms of the first turn and some of the transitions. It was a nightmare. Going some ways. Some other ways, it was very great because the camera was normal on one side. But that's me signing out, and let me know what else you guys want to see. I'm gonna probably be filming some more coming up to the November event, but for the most part, everything is a-okay. Car works. I'm working. Got an event, like I said, got a competition literally next weekend in terms of on the simulator. So hopefully we'll have a good first showing in CNDS. And yep, hope you have a blessed day, and